Could you say your name for me?
AJ Campbell.
Can you spell that for me?
A.J.Campbell.
How old are you?
18.
Do you remember what happened when you did your last boxing practice?
Nah.
21-year-old A.J. Campbell will still tell you he's 18 every time you ask him his age. He has roughly 9 minutes of short-term memory after an anoxic brain injury in late July. He was recovering from boxing and lying on the floor during practice when he went into cardiac arrest. He had no oxygen in his brain for nearly 7 minutes.
So finally, he woke, he opened his eyes, and then 4 weeks of he could do nothing but open his eyes. We didn't know if he was ever going to be able to do anything ever again. Walk, talk, anything. Well, he has to have 24-hour supervision, so between all of the family members, we arranged to be home 24 hours a day.
We were kind of both doing the same thing, you know, working, saving up for school, trying to figure out what we wanted to do. We were trying to move out, actually. We were going to try to get a place together for our first, you know, finally leave the nest type deal. But since this happened, you know, my life is mostly, you know, watch him in the morning while my parents are at work, and then go to my job at night.
He's able to do anything that he needs to do, but you have to cue him to do anything. He doesn't just get up on his own and do things that you would normally do on a daily basis.
And what do you mean? Things like what? What do you have to
You know, you have to tell him, you know, it's time to get up, get out of bed. You can't lay in bed all day. Go get a shower. The only thing he can do, that he will do on his own, is go to the bathroom, and if he gets hungry, he'll go down to grab something to eat. They don't know what caused it or why. It was his heart, they do know that, but they don't know why, and we probably never will know why. Because of the lack of oxygen to his brain, he has the anoxic brain injury, which they will not say definitely that he will recover. They will not say that he won't recover, but they do say that because of his age, he has a really good chance of gaining back a lot of his memory and normal everyday function.
What do you miss most about having your son before the accident?
Just him. Don't take anything for granted. You just don't know. You just never know what's going to happen, so you can't take a single moment for granted.
Occupational therapy you've apparently been going to for a while now. What do you do at occupational therapy?
I don't know.
So, your mom told me you have an iPad for a diary that you keep a diary with. Do you access that on your own, or are you given that? Do you hold on to that? Does your mom hold on to that?
I don't remember how to access it.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you look forward to during the day?
Getting it home.
Why do you like getting it home? Going home?
I like being home.
Is it because you feel safe there, or do you have fun there, or what is it about being at home?
It's just comfort.
There's at least one more place A.J. feels comfortable, and it's one of the least likely places, the living room of his high school sweetheart.
We met A.J. 5 years ago. Tori and A.J. dated in high school. Tori was 14, A.J. was 16. And he spent just about every single day at our house for about 2.5 years. He went on vacations with us, he was here every day, and we just fell in love with him. He's just one of those guys you love immediately. So my love for him has grown, obviously. My love for his family, became great friends with them. And I'd do anything for him, but it's changed in the fact he's still AJ. He's still in there. But I know it will take time, and he is strong. And he will get through this, and they will get through it. Such a hard worker. Never complained. He was working 60 hours a week, I believe, wanting to go to school. Loving, the most loving, caring, sweetest guy. I have the privilege, and he was a perfect first boyfriend for Tori. Perfect. Respectful.
I actually met AJ when I was just a freshman in high school. I had a TV and media class with his sister Tasha, and our final project for TV and media was to create a movie, and we needed actors to be in it, and she said my brother will be the perfect person for it because he's up for anything, and I said okay, great. And I had to act with AJ in a few scenes in the movie. And then after the movie was over, AJ got my number from his sister, and he started texting me, and later we started dating. It's so hard to talk to AJ because I don't know what to say, because I don't know what's going on in his mind. And it was so easy to talk to him before all this happened, and now I have to be careful with what I say because I don't want him to get frustrated since he can't remember much. I know to an extent he remembers who I am. My biggest fear was that when he was in the hospital, he had no recollection of who I was. It's very difficult. It's almost like he's a kid again, and you have to just mention like TV shows and games. If his memory can't come back fully, then I hope that his short-term memory gets stronger, and then he can develop all these new memories since he's only 21, and he can I guess almost have a brand new life. That's what I hope for AJ.
What's your hope or expectation for AJ's recovery?
The hope is that, he's still him, but it's not the same. And I guess the hope would be that he just shows more of himself again. He'll have conversation and everything, but it's not the same as it was before. Before I would come home and, say, hey, what's up? And he would tell me about what's going on with this and what's going on with that, but it's not like that anymore. My expectation is that, he comes back and he's just as goofy as he always was and as loving as he always was. I really hope that that's what happens. That he just goes back to, being who he is and who he was to the fullest.